We live in a vast universe. There's gotta be, we can't be, the fact that we're here, there's gotta be proof that something else is here.
Brett, how do you feel about the light skin stereotypes, man?
Dude, they're not wrong.
But if you are struggling yourself, why are we having a child in that? You're causing trauma. And anything is within your reach. You just have to work hard enough to get it. You feel me? All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming to another episode of Chat It. Thank everybody for watching, for listening on YouTube, Samsung Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple. I think we got y'all right now. Yeah, any platform that you're listening on to, anything that you're watching on, thank you for continuing to be a great listener and great subscriber. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. You know what to do. Click that like button, whatever. And yeah, so who we got on?
ELYJON Figueroa.
ELYJON.
Yes,
All right. Now, I promise you making the ladies swoon right now. So, like, where's ELYJON coming from?
I was from Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut. That's way up north. Every time I talk about it, somebody's like, who? What? Nobody knows where Connecticut is.
Yeah.
I'm like, next to Massachusetts. They're like, all right.
Bro, I promise you, I haven't heard of Connecticut that much.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only met like maybe 3 or 4 people max here from Connecticut. Everybody else that I meet here is like from Florida or like some popular place.
Somewhere popular.
Yeah, somewhere popular. North Carolina.
So how was Connecticut? Did you live there? Like, how long did you live there?
I lived in Connecticut for most of my life. I left when I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah, to join the military. So
shout out to you.
Appreciate it. That's what brought me to North Carolina. There's a base in Onslow County, so Jacksonville.
Got you.
And then I served there for 4 years, but that's what brings me to North Carolina.
How was the military, man? Because I promise you, like, I'm flat-footed, so I can't.
No, your feet would come out messed up if you did 4 years in the military, man, I promise. Dude, it was rough. Probably the most rough 4 years of my life.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, seriously. You know how like frats are and whatnot, how they spit on their guys. Yeah. Like, that's basically what the military was.
Seriously?
So yeah, like you go in, you get like initiated or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what like boot camp is. And then you go through like this reinitiation when you get into the fleet. For your first 2 years, you're just treated like absolute garbage, and it's
what?
Yeah.
Yo, nah.
It's crazy. It's so crazy, man.
Give me an example. Give me an example of something that happened.
All right, yeah, no, for sure. In the military, right, I'm gonna constantly reference like frats. So you know how frats have like hazing so that they can like become senior?
Yeah.
So they do go through like alcohol hazing or like physical hazing or like embarrassment.
Okay.
It's literally that in the military. I wore blue socks one time to a company formation. What a company formation is, like the entire company, we have like a meeting.
Okay.
They let us know what we're doing the next day or whatever. We gather around our sergeant major. Our sergeant major is like the leader of the entire company. And he stands out, does his little motivational speech or whatever.
Okay. Did it motivate you?
And no, absolutely not. Never did. But I was in a rush one day because I had just gotten off like PT, which is physical training.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of it. And
I had to get back into my uniform, like we wear these camis, like, what you see in the movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I run down to formation, and I forgot to change my socks because I was in such a rush.
Okay, so you have blue socks on.
I had blue socks on, you're supposed to have brown socks on, whatever.
Okay.
That one mistake cost me maybe a whole year of
Are you serious?
just torture, yes. A whole year of torture,
socks.
yes. And let me explain.
Okay.
So,
because I'm mad confused.
Yeah, no, I'll explain it. In the Marine Corps, they're very like, everything has to be on point.
Okay.
So I showed up, I was in the very front, all the new dudes had to go to the front, and we're sitting in the front like this, like crisscross applesauce. So you can see how like my pants raise up, you can see my socks.
Gotcha,
whatever. Sergeant Major called me out for it. He was like, oh, by the way, at the end of the formation, he was like, this Marine has blue socks on. Instantly. I have like staff sergeants in my face, I have sergeants in my face, like yelling at me. That wasn't the hard part because I was used to getting yelled at in boot camp and whatnot.
Okay.
Like that was slight.
Okay.
What really got to me was the constant like banging on my door at night.
What?
Yeah, banging on my door at night, like hazing me, like making me run up and down the halls. That was slight too, but then we go and do like field operations. And in the field, I had to stand everybody's fire watch. We get fire watch to like watch gear, so make sure like other Marines don't steal it and whatnot, because that's a big thing in the Marine Corps as well.
Wow. Okay.
I did that. I had to pick up everybody's gear and move it myself to like other parts of the LZ, which is like landing zones. It was just a whole bunch of crazy unnecessary stuff.
For socks.
For socks.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm kind of upset on your behalf.
Yeah, no.
Like,
yeah, no, I was tight, man.
What? Okay, so obviously that wasn't the best experience.
Nah.
What did you get from it?
Man, that's a great question. No, for real, because I thought about that so much, like just recently. I just got out recently, so.
Okay, congratulations, by the way.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah.
What I had got out from that was like, I found out I never wanted like to work for another organization again, right? Wow. So that's my
powerful
goal. Yeah, for real. It's my goal to be self-employed, and that's like, if I make that, all my dreams will come true. You know what I mean? I can never be spit on by another organization again. Like, I work for Best Buy right now.
Yeah.
But obviously it's a lot easier than the military was.
Yeah.
Like when I compare the military to anything, I'm like, this is so slight.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I'm so appreciative of everything.
That kind of puts you a little bit of a leg up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Does that help you with like scheduling, like making sure that you're not like calling out as much or anything along those lines?
Dude, I haven't called out once from Best Buy in the 6 months that I've worked there.
Got
Never
you.
called out.
A lot of people, I work at 9 to 5. A lot of people call out at my job. And I'm like, dang, like me personally, I'm not a calling out type of person, you know, unless I'm sick, you feel me? Or like an extreme emergency comes up. But other than that, you know, if you're scheduling me, I'm here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because that's dependability.
Yes, if they can rely on you, you're like an asset.
You're golden, man.
Exactly.
Like, shit. Honestly, they'd be willing to like boost you up in the rankings of things. You know what I'm saying? Gets you a promotion, et cetera, et cetera. Personally, I'm not looking for a promotion, honestly, just because like I got all of this stuff that I'm doing. You know, like
that's fair.
Like I don't need more time taken from me. But but at the same time, it does feel good to be dependable. Right. You know? So I guess it gives you a little bit of dedication, a little bit of drive, you know?
Ultimate drive, man.
Yeah.
It's more than just a little bit. It's crazy drive.
So what were you thinking about doing with the military?
So with the military, I originally joined because like, you know, how they advertise the military. You go into the military, they see these movies, like you become a badass and whatnot. You're the next American sniper or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, damn, okay, I want to join like special forces. I want to be one of these badasses.
Okay.
It was the complete opposite, man. Like
what?
You go in, you're a janitor, you're everything.
Way.
You're everything before you are a badass.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Brett said started from the bottom.
Yeah, literally. That's exactly what it was. Word to Drake.
So what were you? Right, shout out to Drake. But so like, what were you? You said that you want to be a badass, right?
Right.
Did you get those type of skills?
There were some skills that I did get. Like we did a lot of martial arts training.
Got you.
We again we went to the field and we shot a lot of weapons in the field just for like entertainment. We would all just like ground fight, grapple.
Really?
Yeah. It was. There are light sides to it. I talk down on it a lot, but like it's something about the suck that makes it so much better, especially when you're suffering with like
everybody.
The dudes you went in with.
Yeah. It makes you a little bit more like camaraderie.
Yes, exactly. It brings you together.
Got you. Do you carry that into like your? Because I know like a lot of military, whenever they go into not the military's civilian life, right? So do you carry that into your civilian life? That same like sense of wanting to have camaraderie or looking for camaraderie?
Yes, but it's extremely hard to find out of the military, man. Like,
really?
They don't know what you went through, you know what I'm saying?
Got you.
You suffered so much, 4 years straight suffering.
Yeah.
And then you come out here, and people out here take everything for granted, man. Like, it's really crazy. Like, I hear people complain about their 8-hour job. Like, that's it? Like, you worked 8 hours? And I get disappointed when I see that because I'm like, damn, this is what society is. Like, I might as well just throw myself back in the military.
Really?
But yeah, no, sometimes I do think about it. But
why did you get out though?
The way I was treated, man, I would never let somebody treat me like that again.
Got you.
Constant disrespect, constant.
Got you. Damn.
And I have too much self-respect for that.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you got to, you know, like you took your life lessons from it.
Exactly.
You know, and you come out probably a stronger man than what you went in. You know, that's all that's about. You know, in my opinion, growth is the biggest thing. Because if you aren't growing as you're getting older, then you're being stagnant, you know?
Right.
And you can have like a physical age, you know, you can be 29, 30, 27, whatever, but your psychological age, if that isn't growing.
Dude, it's crazy that you said that. Keep going, that's golden.
But yeah, if your psychological age isn't growing, then really you're really like an adult child.
Right.
You know? And so not being able to have the same amount of skills necessary to be the best person, the best version of you possible, holds you back in life. You know, keeps you from a lot of different opportunities, a lot of like ways of enjoying and experiencing life, and looking at life. You know, that's my thing on it. But
no, I 100% agree about the aging mentally. Because, dude, I went in there like a kid. I didn't want to do nothing. Before I was just in my room. Before I joined the military, I was playing video games in my apartment. Like, couldn't find a job because I had no experience.
Gotcha.
Like, my only experience was probably Dunkin' Donuts.
Really?
Like, who's gonna hire a dude that only knows how to make coffees? So, yeah, man, like, and the lady that adopted me at the time, she adopted me while I was in high school, actually.
You were adopted?
Yeah. Technically, not really as complicated.
Got you. For sure.
My mom went to Florida when she was 17, or when I was 17. Left me in the house alone. My teacher noticed, and she was like, dude, like, this ain't no way to live. So she took me in.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful
Shout out to her.
Yeah, no, for real. Jennifer Marenko, she great lady. I was just playing video games, not doing anything for myself. And I don't know what it is, but like, I think I watched, there was a television show on Netflix about some dude that was in the military. And I was like, damn, this dude seems dedicated. Like, he's got goals. Like, I'm trying to be like this dude.
Yeah.
So next step came to the next, and I called a recruiter, got on the phone with him. He was like, yep, you get on the next flight to fucking North Carolina. And I was like, send me over.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's powerful.
So with being in there the 4 years, I started to realize what I wanted and what I didn't want.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be a bum. That's all it really came down to.
That part. Didn't want to be a fucking bum.
Right.
You know? And so like, it's honestly a little bit intriguing just because you kind of spelled out how you needed, and obviously I'm not in your life, but you needed some type of role model or some type of like motivator, you know?
Right.
And you saw that motivator in this person from Netflix, you know? And that was the drive that you looked at, where it's like, okay, cool, this person, I want to be like this person, you know? I want to have the same dedication, I want to have the same drive, you know, because this person looks like a badass, and I want to be a badass, you know? So how can I be like him? He did the military, let's go to the military, you know? Like,
that's pretty much all it was, man. It was like, yep, I want to be just like him, did every step he took.
Yeah. But I mean, that's how you get somewhere in life, you know? I think people, whenever you don't have some type of goal, or at least some type of role model, for those who don't have a goal that you can latch onto, you have no like end resolution to set your eyes on, you know? And when you don't have something to set your eyes on, then you're wandering blind. And a lot of people, especially guys, whenever you're wandering blind, you don't end up going anywhere. Right. You know? Just like the person just moving in circles. Moving in circles and thinking that you're moving, right? And because you're quote unquote moving, that means that you're moving forward. That's not the same thing. Right. You know?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, man.
Little things.
It is
little things, man.
Those little things will get you far in life, man.
Hell yes. Okay, so you said you don't want to be employed. Or not employed, but you want to be self-employed, right? So what do you see yourself doing? What's your business?
So I got put into like these ads on YouTube. Okay. Let's start with that. I got put into ads on YouTube, you know.
They're paying big bucks.
Yes. Yep. These guys are like, are you tired of your 9 to 5? All this other, it's your typical like ad.
Yeah.
And that's what I got sucked into, but I was always taught to like do my own research.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, this dude made money off this thing, and his niche was like real estate.
Okay.
And I was like, shit, I want to get into real estate. So basically, I was doing the whole thing all over with the military.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude's doing real estate. I want to do real estate.
We see a pattern.
Yeah, exactly. So role models are everywhere, and you're gonna follow them.
Facts.
So that's what I did. Again, part 2. Hopefully, this one brings me to a better place.
Gotcha.
But I did a lot of my own research on real estate. I started reading books. Listened to podcasts, and I just educate myself in that realm. So what I want to do is I want to buy rental properties and then rent them out to tenants, multiply the time.
Just keep on doing it.
Yeah, just
rinse and repeat.
Yeah, rinse and repeat. Yeah, let's see what it is. I got a whole plan set up, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Got you. Are you trying to stay in North Carolina while you do that?
It depends on where the market brings me. Wherever the market's booming, is where I'm gonna go.
Got you.
So,
I'm with you on the fact that real estate is king. You know, the little things that I tend to think about, because I'm a deep thinker.
Right.
And whenever the games that we used to play as kids, for example, Monopoly, And these are things that they kind of like say, hey, you know, play whatever. It's a fun little game, right? But something that you don't realize whenever you're playing, whenever you're a kid, is the fact that like the goal of it is to have as much properties as possible, right? And there are things that you can have that get you a lot more money than if somebody had 5 houses. You had the electric people, you're good, you're golden.
Right.
You're straight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had the railroads, you're straight. And it's the little things, right? Because they put hidden gems in there.
Right.
And if you are keen enough to pick that up, then you're like, how come if I have a hotel, but they have all 4 railroads, they're good? I got to pay them everywhere. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't go nowhere without paying them. How come if they get the electric people or the water people too, I got to pay a bill to them all the time? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? While I'm over here trying to get these like smaller houses, they're over here just sitting back and they're not even trying to get it.
They're chilling, racking up money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the little things, you know? And I think they teach you this a lot earlier, a lot younger, but it goes right over our heads,
right.
You know? Because it's in the form of a game, you know? And a lot of things that we see that are like hidden gems and truthful are in the form of games, you know? Whereas like, if you think about it a little bit, you'll be like, wait a damn minute.
I'll catch it on. Did you see my face?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And so these are the little things that I started thinking about, you know, like life is a reflection of life. And so whatever you do throughout any point in your life, it's a reflection of a bigger portion of your life. And when I started having that realization, it changed my whole perspective of living. You know, it made me look at things a little bit keener. It made me watch the little details, you know, of how things repeat. You feel me?
Yeah.
I had this one, I'm gonna go off on a tangent.
Yeah, no, for sure.
About 3 years ago, right, I was talking to this person. She was a friend, and she was really into like spiritual stuff. And I wasn't really into that much of the spiritual back then or anything along those lines. But I was like, okay, cool, you know, you're cool. You know, you hang with the bros. I'll listen to what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, hey, so the universe works in cycles. And by that, I mean, everything is in a pattern. And if you do something, you'll see a pattern later in life. And if you pay it close enough attention, you'll see it. You know, you'll see patterns. And even like how we explained before, you had the pattern of first with the Netflix, then you had a pattern with the YouTube ads. It's honestly a pattern of like you're seeing somebody that you admire or that you look at in some type of social media wave. You're like, yo, that's a person that I could look up to.
Right.
Let me try to change my life like that. You know, getting inspiration. You feel me?
Yeah.
When you see the patterns in your life, you can recognize it and really be like, okay, cool. I know what this is. I can either choose to go along with it because I think it's good for me, or I can choose not to go along with it, you know?
I'm trying to follow a moral compass. We'll see where it takes me though.
Moral compass?
Yeah.
Talk about it. What's your moral compass?
Dude, I think in a world full of like evil, like constant evil, man, it pays dividends to be nice. If you're just kind to people, just sit back and just watch the magic happen. Like people will come to you for favors, and once you pay that favor, they will pay you favors the second you ask for it. The goal isn't to get a favor out that person.
To look for it, yeah.
Exactly, but the goal is to make a friendship.
Exactly.
And have a friend, someone there, or someone to be there for you. And once you have that like solid foundation of friendship, Jennifer, well, let's go back to her.
Gotcha.
She took me into her house when she didn't need to.
Yeah.
When I make millions, well, praise be to God, I'm gonna set her up for life.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
and that pays her in dividends. You see how like life comes back around?
Yeah.
She gave me a home, so hopefully when I'm successful, I get to do the same for her.
That's powerful, man. Yeah. And see, I like how you said when I make millions.
Right.
Because you have to speak that into your life.
Right.
You know, not if or not possibly, you know what I'm saying? But when I do. Right. Because whenever you solidify it, then that puts it in your future, you know?
Right.
Too many people are going and they're hoping. Why are we hoping? If you know what your future is, if you are so confident in the fact that you are going to get it, why are you hoping? You don't need to hope.
Exactly.
You know.
You're going to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just out there for you to reach. You just grab it.
Exactly. And it's like I said before, the little things, the phrases where they said, if it's out there, grab it. If you can reach it, grab it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And anything is within your reach. You just have to work hard enough to get it. You feel me?
And a lot of people make excuses like, oh, I'm just waiting for the right opportunity. There is no right opportunity, man.
No.
The right opportunity is now, always.
Exactly.
It's the present moment.
Exactly.
And a lot of people sleep on it.
A lot of people sleep on it, man. And I think, like, going back to your moral compass, it's rare to find somebody with that. To even speak the words moral compass.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't remember the last person who did that. Just because it's like, that's not a thing anymore.
Right.
Hold on, let's wait for this helicopter. I don't know what this dude is flying low. Yeah, I can see the color on this helicopter. I hope they get where they need to get to.
They want to be part of the...
Apparently, they wanted a shout out. All right, shout out whoever needs to get help.
Hopefully they're straight.
Right? But yeah, I don't even hear about people having a moral compass, you know? And that's a sad thing. That's a sad thing. Because where are we going in life as a society, you know?
It's like you said, they're moving blind, man.
Moving blind, bruh. But just being content on the fact that you're moving.
Right.
I see a lot of people, and I'm not disregarding this phrase or statement or whatever, but you know, when I asked them how you're doing, they said, you know, I'm moving, you know, I'm here, I'm up, I'm awake. We should be grateful for that for sure. There's millions, billions of people who did not do that.
Right.
But at the same time, what did you do? What did you do different from yesterday or from a month ago?
Right.
You know, when I say like, how are you doing? How are you progressing? Because if we aren't progressing, we're regressing. Because every day that you go forward, if you aren't going forward with it, you're going back.
Right.
The little things that I started paying attention to. And how old are you?
22.
22. But you're 2 years younger than me. And you having a moral compass and looking at life with the future sight that you do have, bro, that's just gonna take you far. It's gonna take you fucking far. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't know, but we had a whole conversation off camera, like through text messages and everything like that. And bro, you're a really good dude. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever need anything, hit me up. I am not gonna be here in this town anymore.
That's fair.
After this year, but
where are you going?
I don't know if I should say on camera.
Oh yeah, no, never mind.
But
don't do that.
But I'm gonna be moving after this year. Okay. You know, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm gonna be moving after this year, and I have a whole goal, set, plan, etc., etc. And as they know, like I do music, and I want to really have like a music career. I also want to be like a podcaster. So I found myself asking a couple years ago, I was like, I love art so much that I want to do it all. But at the same time, like I also want to hone my efforts and my sights into what I'm best at.
Right.
And I'm best at music, and I'm best at talking to people, which is the reason why I'm in the like career that I'm in right now. But also, which is the reason why I've been doing music for so long. Been doing it for 8 years.
8 years?
8 years.
I'm not good at math, but you're 16?
I was 16. Yeah. Shout out to the birds, man. I've been loving the birds lately.
He's coming to dap us up real quick.
Right, I promise you. Now, he is getting
Oh, no. Okay.
He is
I'm kind of worried, though.
No,
you better back up. Go somewhere else, man.
Oh, man. But yeah, when I was 16, I really liked doing music. I was doing choir for about 4 years prior. And so my best friend at the time, he was like, yo, he started getting and producing. And he said, hey, I see that you've been like really watching me, you know, when I'm producing and stuff like that. And so for Christmas, he gave me the passcodes to his producing software. Let me download it on. He was like, yo, like, do your thing for real. Like,
that's clutch, like, yeah.
Bruh, I'm telling you, that's my guy. And so after that, it's been history. So I was like, okay, cool. I want to have a music career. I know I'm good at music. I know this is something that I want to do. And I feel this like, sometimes when you know, you know.
Right.
You know? But I try to listen to my gut. And what am I being drawn to? You know? if this is something I'm being drawn to consistently, it's probably something that I need to be doing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not drawn to art like painting. I'm not drawn to math or anything along those lines, or really like school, you know? But music was a way that I could express myself. You know, I was writing poetry since I was 12. And it's a way to release in something that is beautiful and universal, you know? There's so much power in music that I'm not going to get into right now. But at 16, I was like, okay, cool, this is what I'm going to do in my life. And this is what I know I'm going to do. Like, I know I'm supposed to be doing in my life.
I don't mean to turn the tables, man. Like, because I know you're the one asking me the questions, but
Go ahead.
Just for the sake of conversation, like we all need distractions from life, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, times get tough.
Yeah, always.
So, with music, I'm assuming you were distracting yourself.
Yeah.
You're letting your emotion out into your music for words you can't say aloud to other people. They don't understand you.
Yeah.
So, what were you distracting yourself from?
So, with my life earlier in my childhood, right, it was crazy, you know? There's a lot of different things that was going on. And so, dealing with so I didn't have a dad, right, growing up. My father, I don't think you can say that word on YouTube. But he
Got you. No, completely understand.
But he decided to no longer be with us at a very young age of me. And so with that caused like this whole thing with my two separate families. But nevertheless, so I had to grow up without a father. And then I had a stepdad later in life, and that was not a very good situation at all. And there was a lot of like abuse there, you know, verbal and physical, whatever. And my mother was dealing with a lot of still kind of trauma from my father's abuse on her. So a lot of this trauma just stirring up in the household and not being able to deal with it, and then getting away from the first stepdad and going to another stepdad. It's just a lot of different cycles that's going on, you know.
There's no stability as a kid.
There's no stability. There you go. And as a especially growing boy, in my opinion, stability is needed. A father figure is just needed a lot of times, you know, and I didn't really have that. So having to be my own father figure, especially for like helping my little brothers grow up and everything like that, was a little bit hard. You know, I think there's a lot to ask for like a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old, you know. So having that outlet of music be a thing was a lifesaver, literally a lifesaver, you know. And I just fell in love with it. And I learned how to express myself in something that was beautiful, to where like I understand the music that I make isn't mainstream, like the mainstream trap or anything along those lines, but it's beautiful. And that's how I look at life, you know. That's my words, you know. So yeah.
All right. That's pretty sick. I like that.
I appreciate it. I actually don't talk about that much, but yeah. So we had a little in-depth conversation.
Yeah, really dope.
But I want to talk about like, what are your family goals? It's a little bit of a side.
Family goals?
Family goals.
Oh, like, do I want kids or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, man. Well, right now I'm with a girl that I've been with for a while now, and she really, 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 really wants kids. Like,
whoa.
Yeah,
okay, hold on.
Like, okay, wait. No, you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants kids.
Okay.
And right now I'm not ready for it, but eventually I do want 2 kids is enough, 3 kids is too much, and 1 is too little. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You gotta grow up with somebody.
Yeah, facts.
If you grow up alone, you turn out to be
An asshole?
Yes, for sure. No, that's definitely the word for most of the solo child, or what do you call it?
Single,
only child?
Only child, yeah. Only child syndrome, I think that's a thing.
For real?
I think that's a thing.
It's gotta be, man, because every only child I've ever met is not right.
Okay, so first of all, shout out only child. Y'all, if y'all only child, I'm sorry. But I mean, come on, we gotta be for real. I hope I'm not offending y'all, but still, you know, I still fuck with y'all.
Right. Yeah, you need to raise your children with other children, because if they just get raised alone, who they have to play with, who they have to socialize with, where do they learn those, life skills away from that?
Exactly.
But yeah, I wanna have 2 kids in the future. Maybe animal.
Maybe animal.
Yeah, maybe. I'm allergic to dogs.
You're allergic to dogs?
Allergic, but I make that sacrifice today, man. My girlfriend has a dog.
Ooh.
I sneeze all the time. So,
really? Yeah. Okay, is it allergic like sneeze or allergic like?
Allergic like if they.
Yeah.
If they lick me, man, I'm breaking out in rashes.
Damn.
It's bad. It's so bad.
Okay.
Like itchy throat, snotty nose, all that.
Dang, man.
But to answer your question, 2 kids.
2 kids?
An animal, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little like nice American dream type, nuclear family type shit. Yeah, I see that on the, on the poster child. Yeah. But okay. So, boy or girl?
Man, in the day and age we live in today, I don't know if I can say that out loud. I want 2 boys, man.
2 boys?
2 boys, yeah, for sure, cause...
Oh, he thinking.
Yeah, I'm in front of the camera, man. I can't say it out loud.
Okay. I got you.
But man, with 2 boys, I know they're gonna be reckless. I know they're gonna look out for each other.
Yeah.
That's really it for me, cause I can't say it the way I want to say it. There's no other words for it. We'll talk about it afterwards.
For sure.
But 2 boys.
Okay.
If I could choose.
I'm with it. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, like, I think that some people are ready for kids and some people aren't, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah. Whenever, honestly, I think you're 20, like you're 22. I think that's a little early. Like to have kids. Yeah.
I only got money for myself right now, man. I can't support a job.
Exactly. I think every man, and this is definitely me projecting. I'm sorry, it's cool, but like, I think every man should have a good foundation before you have a child.
Exactly.
If you're having a child and you're not in a good like financial status or anything along those lines, I'm not saying that you have to be making millions of fucking dollars, but you're getting a stable, good source of income, whatever that is. Because shout out to the people who are making $50K a year, but you're fine, But as long as you're able to provide for those kids, okay, cool. But if you are struggling yourself, why are we having a child in that? You're causing trauma.
Literally. For him to get raised and be like, damn, I had nothing to.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear that from my kid. That's the last thing I want to hear from someone I put on this earth, man.
Exactly. I can understand if it's like an accident, because some people don't believe in abortion. I understand. I'm with it, you know what I'm saying? Pro-choice for sure. But like at the same time, you don't want to have your child, like you said, be like, I didn't have anything. As a parent, you can try your hardest to do everything that you can. But at the same time, I don't think you want to willingly put another person's life in a situation that is less optimal than what you would have preferred it,
And it's scary having children too, bro, because like, I mean, I'm saying it like I have a child, but like, I can imagine it. Like, if I put like a child on this earth, man, for him to get taken away, I know eventually, we all know eventually.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just like when.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing that kind of gets me.
It's like you never know what's gonna happen.
Facts.
And it's super stressful, like,
Facts.
And I understand what my mom was like doing when she was like, no, you're not going to that party, no, you're not going to this place, you're not going to that place. I'm like, Mom, I just want to have fun. She was like, you don't know the world we're in.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, all right, Mom.
There's facts,
I'll stay home and play video games again.
But I mean, that's true, and that's the importance of having good parents, because they can help steer you away from the stuff that could fuck up your life.
Exactly.
Or maybe not, and I'm not, let me not say fuck up your life, but make it to where you don't have control over it as much as you want it to. Because whenever you have kids, you give up a little bit of control. Life becomes a little bit harder because you have to divvy up your time and attention. And all that attention that could have been going to you having a business, you going and getting into real estate, you focusing on your relationship with your partner, all of that has to now be split. you know? And so if you don't already have a good foundation with your partner, if you don't have a good foundation with your financial status, that's gonna make things a lot, like, multiple times harder.
Right. They grow up, and the more they grow up, the more they realize they have free will.
Facts.
So
Facts.
and not saying that they don't have free will in the first place,
Yeah.
but like eventually,
understand it.
yes, exactly. So eventually, rebellion, it's inevitable.
Yeah, of course.
It'll happen.
Of course.
And that, dude, growing up as a kid, I would rebel against my mom so hard sometimes, and like I could see the tears in her eyes, man. She would hold them back. She's like, I never thought one day you would like.
You would do this.
Yeah.
You would act like this.
Exactly.
Got you. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I wanna live my life the way I wanna live it.
Yeah.
And if I heard my kids say that to me, and it's like, dude, everything I taught you,
Yeah.
everything I've like tried to mold you into, like, you can't mold anybody.
You can't. Well, I'm gonna correct that. You can mold at a very young age.
Yes. Okay.
And up to a certain extent. You can try to instill, dang, your veins is popping, my guy. Dang! Oh my gosh!
Man, I work out a lot, don't eat much. So that's what it is. So that's really what it is.
Yeah, I am completely with you on that.
Bro, like you said, financial status, we don't got money for food like that, man.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, trying to bulk, not happening.
Not happening. I'm getting shredded though. So
Yeah,
that's
no, exactly.
cool.
There's an upside.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
You can definitely mold at a young age, you know, but at the same time, like, you can try to instill a little bit of quote unquote fear of like, no, don't do this, don't do that. You're gonna end up pregnant, or you're gonna end up having kids, or your life's gonna be fucked up. But it only works up to a certain point.
Right.
You know, you can mold a little bit of this person's personality, to be real with you, as a child, because having trauma or having a good childhood makes two different people. You know. Having parents who are loving or parents who are supportive or whatever, two different people, you know. But at the same time, these people, God, I didn't mean to slap that fly like that. Dang, bro.
He was all in your eye though, I saw that.
Yeah, man.
He was right on your eye.
I don't understand it, bro. Like, he really, I guess he liked the hair or something. I don't know. But yeah, at a certain point in time, you end up with that rebellion, you know. And it comes eventually. It comes inevitably. So you have to be able to prepare yourself for that and be able to have a good relationship with your partner. That way y'all can handle it in a healthy way.
Right.
You can't tell me that there hasn't been a time where, like, as a kid, you're like, okay, cool. If I say this to dad, he gonna get one answer. If I say this to mom, she gonna give me another answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the only thing I need to do, if I want to get XYZ out of it, I'm gonna talk to mom. You know what I'm saying? And like, just hope that they not gonna really talk about it. You feel
Exactly,
like,
exactly. Keep it on. Hopefully they don't talk to each other at night. I get what I want. I leave.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
but you know that's crazy.
Times, yeah.
You know that's crazy though, because it's like you are hoping that your parents don't have good communication.
Yeah.
Like
and that's really planning for your parents' downfall too. Is like
Facts.
the fact that they don't communicate. But yeah.
Facts. Give me your optimal self in 10 years, 32, 10 years.
Hopefully, by that time, I've already got like, everyone says this, so I'm gonna get like all the generic things out of the way first. It's like your money right,
Okay.
family tight,
Okay. Do another bar.
a house, like, you know, nothing too crazy,
Yeah.
but like something for my family to be happy in. Enough space for them to, you know, roam around.
Yeah. Rome.
And I want to build experiences for them. A lot of people with like no money, is the majority of, you know, families.
Facts.
They don't get to go out much.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get to go out much now.
Facts.
Yeah, money tight.
Literally.
So, if I can give them that experience at an early age, hopefully they don't grow up like, oh damn, like I want to go to Disney World. Like, man, I brought you to Disney World like 10 times, 20 times. I've been to Disney World once my entire life, man.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, and I should be thankful for that. I am. Because there are a lot of kids that don't.
Yeah,
so,
facts. I've been once and it sucked.
So, really? You didn't like it?
It sucked.
Why not?
Bruh, it's too much walking.
It is hella walking, ain't it? You get your steps in for sure.
Yes, it's so high. Like, dang. I was with my grandma, like.
She can't keep up.
No, shout out to Nana. I love you, Nana. But, man, like, bad because it was a whole family trip, and I'm like, dang, like I'm tired. Like, oh my gosh, how many more do we have to go to?
I can't get water here because it's $10 a bottle.
Yes, right. First of all, Disney World, you know you fucking wrong.
No, that shit is very wrong.
Yes, like what the fuck, $10? Like you know,
that's crazy.
For sustenance,
for something I can get for free at home.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Yeah,
right. They gonna tax you.
So yeah, I just want to give them that experience. That's really it.
Okay.
Like, I want to experience the world, or I want to have experienced the world. My children are gonna be no older than like 10, I'm assuming, because
that gives you some time though.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Where's a place that you want to go to?
Dude, where haven't I been?
Where haven't you been?
I haven't been to a lot. No, I haven't been to a lot of places. I haven't been to a lot of places.
I'm about to say, damn, we got a traveler here, right?
Europe. I know it's probably a popular answer, but like France, Paris. I wanna see things like that, like Spain, Italy, France, because I want to see obviously like the Eiffel Tower. Who doesn't want to see the Eiffel Tower?
See you in
Paris.
France.
Yeah. I want to be one of those dudes that like has a picture of like one of
Yeah.
those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let out my inner Drake, my inner light skin.
Brett, how do you feel about the light skin stereotypes, man?
Dude, they're not wrong.
They're not wrong?
They're not wrong.
Wow, we got that on camera. I love it.
At the same time, we're all human, so everybody does the same thing that another person does. It doesn't matter the...
Big facts.
Yeah.
Do you think it comes out more in light-skinned people?
Perhaps. Perhaps. And I'm only saying perhaps because like everybody has like their own experience, and we all end up, like you said, it's a pattern. We all do the same thing.
Facts.
Eventually.
Yeah.
So you can't really give that title to one person because we all do.
Yeah.
We all eventually end up doing the same thing.
Literally.
So.
Do you all do the same face in the mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only because people have told me that you're light skinned, like do the face.
Yeah.
And you do the face.
Nah, why you do the face? It's like Shrek, do the roar.
That's what. So yeah, I'll do it every once in a while in the mirror because like people are like, oh, you're light skinned, you know, you do the face, and they'll make you do the face, and then like you're like, I wonder what I look like doing the face, so you do the face in the mirror. So that's.
This man is too funny.
That's the only reason I really do it in the mirror. Like,
Okay. I got you.
And then every once in a while, if I want to boost my self-confidence.
Yeah, you do the face, you know.
Yeah.
Just to give it a little, remind you who you are.
So, yeah, I do it more often than I like to admit.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it, bruh. You know what I'm saying? If you got the face, you got the face. Did you like growing your hair out since you've been out in the military?
I've gone through phases. I've always had it short in the military, so like having it long looked weird for a while.
Gotcha.
And then I wanted to go back to short, but because I had it growing, it looks weird short now. So I just let it do its own thing.
Gotcha.
Like now I know how to take better care of it now that I get it or grow it. I just put shea butter in it and get the curls. I like it longer now.
Gotcha.
Fancy.
So is this your version of long, or like what's your version of long?
For a long time, this was not my version of long. Before I joined the Marine, man, I gotta say, I don't even know if I have a picture of it. I'm gonna
Okay. We're gonna get a glimpse of this. Yeah. We're gonna blow this up on the screen. Okay.
It was
that was long though.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I messed with it. It was a fro.
It was a huge fro. And then I had like the hairband to hold it back and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was that type of dude. Having it this long.
What year was that?
2018, right before I joined.
Gotcha.
2018, 2017.
You know you look hella different, bro.
Appreciate that. Like in a good way or like?
Yeah.
That's a weird question. I should
in a manly, you know, compliment way.
In a man-to-man, yeah, nothing weird.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. I did think for a long time some people tell me that I still look like this. So I get a lot of mixed answers. Like if I shave my facial hair, people be like, oh, you look exactly the same. But if I keep the facial hair, then they're like, oh, you look so much more different.
It's because the facial hair makes people look older. You know what I'm
true,
saying? Like if I shaved all of this off, like people be like, oh my gosh, like, are you 12? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I get that all the time.
Exactly.
At the other day at Best Buy, my job, they told me I looked like I was 18 when I shaved my face.
Are you serious?
Like, yeah, it was the first time I shaved my face, and they were like, dude, I didn't recognize you when you walked in.
Wow.
And it was all because this was gone, and this was gone.
See, and my best friend, he said something that really stuck to me. He said, I don't trust a black man without a mustache.
Why is that?
He said, I don't know. It's just something about him. You know, it's just you
I don't
have to
trust
know
a
good.
black man with a mustache. Or
With a mustache? Every black man has a mustache.
Is it?
Yes. Name a black man that doesn't have a mustache. I can't even think of any.
I was trying to think of a celebrity that everyone knows. The baby has a mustache for sure.
Yes, he
got
does.
that
It's
little,
that thin little
trimmed
pencil.
one.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't mean to
Okay.
diss the baby like that, but I mean, he keeps us thin.
Man, he's gonna pop out and.
I promise you.
He's
In
gonna-
North Carolina too.
Yeah. Oh my
we're
God.
pulling
We should have
out.
watched our words. But you know, now that I think about it, I can't name a black man that doesn't have a
Exactly.
mustache.
Exactly, bro.
Okay.
So now when you see a black man without a mustache, you're like, okay, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. What are you up to, man?
Yeah. You are a grown man.
Dude, someone's gonna walk up to the cash register with. I'm gonna just like make a
Exactly.
dude back.
Exactly.
Go to that register over there.
We're gonna call over the intercom.
Yeah, I'll go over the mic because you see me with my mic when I was working.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
we have a black man without a mustache
With
here.
that. Yeah, exactly. Just
Get
check
cameras
him.
on him real quick.
Yeah, just check him. But literally, man, literally. But yeah, I could definitely see that, you know.
Yeah, but why don't you trust a man without a mustache? You say because every black man has a mustache?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It's like I don't know. If everybody, and I'm gonna sound really weird, but like a lot of men, I'm not gonna say every man, but a lot of men, majority of men, have facial hair, and you don't have facial hair. Like,
What's wrong with you, man?
yeah, like if you're a kid, like okay, cool, I get it. You know, you're
Right.
a kid. You're 40.
You're halfway close to dying, man. What are you doing without facial hair?
Halfway close to dying is ridiculous. Oh my god. Oh my
You
god.
should look like his microphone.
You said what?
You should look like the microphone. The facial hair.
Oh really?
No, I'm not saying you look like microphone.
Oh, I was about to say,
no, I'm not
damn.
trying to diss you or nothing. No,
Damn.
I'm saying you should look like if you're 40 years old, you should look like that microphone right
Yeah,
there.
you know, have a little gray, you know, pepper. You know, salt and pepper. Yeah.
No, that's
yeah.
exactly what they would look like at 42. Facial hair.
Exactly. Honestly, yo, I really think that as you grow older, you should embrace your gray. I was just talking about this.
I like that.
You know,
Yeah.
like it encapsulates your age,
Right.
and there's nothing wrong with being 50. There's nothing wrong with being 40.
Yeah.
Shit, some people gray at like 25. You know,
Exactly. Nah. And that's a lot of thing. That's the thing with like older people. A lot of people like diss on older people.
Yeah.
Bro, use prime examples. LeBron James, how old is that man?
Ooh, I
30,
don't know.
late 30s?
No. I think he's
Early
like in
40s?
his 40s. Yeah, I think he's early 40s.
Yeah, look at him. He looks like
He looks
a
good.
college student.
Yeah. Facts.
Dude,
Shout out LeBron.
Big Bron. King James.
King James.
He looks good for his age, man.
Yeah,
and
facts.
it's all about like taking care of yourself.
Exactly.
Like go on a run. Go on a run.
Go on a run.
That stuff keeps you. I do my research on that, man.
Yeah.
It keeps you youthful. Your skin stays tight to your.
Your skeleton.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I was
There
gonna
you
say your
go.
body, but that was a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
And it should be a daily practice, running. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, damn, I look like shit. Whatever.
Mm.
It's go for a run, man.
You say go
That's
for
it.
a
Just
run.
go for a run.
Yeah.
Go for a run. Yeah.
Bruh, honestly, going for a run would probably kill a lot of people, man. Our society is so out of shape right now. It's actually ridiculous.
It is.
You know? Whenever you have normalized only running in specified areas, we're falling out of shape.
Right.
If you saw somebody running in this apartment building, you're gonna think they're weird. You know?
That's true, like that kid in the hallways of your high
Yeah,
school.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Like, why is that dude running the class? Why are you trying so hard, dude? Chill.
Why are you trying so
Yes.
hard? Meanwhile, that man's heart is on 10.
Yep.
Like,
And when you look like you're 60,
exactly.
when you're actually 25,
Exactly.
this dude's gonna look like he's 25 when he's 60.
Exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying, you know?
Yeah.
Where you have to go to like a park, you know, or a trail, you feel me? It's really crazy to me how we've revolutionized and industrialized the world to the point where we have to have specialized areas for you to do what your body is supposed to do.
Right. And dude, you just blew my mind saying that actually. Like cavemen had to hunt, bro, and
Yes.
there was no gym. It's like, all right, I'm at the gym now. I gotta hunt for my food in this specific area.
Exactly.
No, you hunt for your food everywhere, and they ran
Exactly.
everywhere they did it. All
Yeah,
that. So
literally. they were probably ripped as fuck.
Yes, they were most definitely.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Could definitely beat the shit out of animals.
Oh my God. Those dude, yes, bro. No, I 100%, dude, because they were killing strong animals at the time, like zebra.
Yes.
Like,
imagine having to kill a zebra with a spear.
Can't be easy, bro. You gotta hold it down, make sure like that dude, he's gonna be twitching, kicking hard. Like,
yes.
Imagine how many humans got knocked out.
Bruh, horses are like pure muscle, bruh.
Yeah.
And zebras are one of the most I think they are the deadliest horse.
Are you serious?
Yes. Bruh, zebras be killing lions, bro.
What?
You didn't know that?
The king of the jungle?
Yes, bro.
Oh my God.
Because they kick, like their force of their back legs, they kick them, it crushes their fucking skull, bruh.
Oh,
They're that, like, it's
that's
that crazy. Yes.
That is
that
so crazy.
Yes. If y'all didn't know that, look that up, man.
I will look that up.
Yeah. It's actually really crazy, bro. I was looking at that shit, man, and I was like, damn. And then I got into this rabbit hole of like watching zebras kill other animals, and it was really weird. But like, it was just like, damn, I really respected it. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Let me respect these animals.
Speaking of which, have you ever seen giraffes fight? I know it's really weird.
I didn't.
No, you never seen a giraffe fight another giraffe?
Do they like fling their necks? Ew.
It's like it's like they move their body to gain momentum with their necks since it's so long, and I guess they use it as a whip. So they're like,
oh nah.
And then yes, it's crazy. I didn't mean to reenact it because I probably look weird doing that.
Nah, you good.
They're like, and then
oh
just yeah.
Nah.
And have you ever seen a zebra or giraffe get knocked out?
I have never.
It's crazy.
You be watching giraffes get knocked out?
Only because that was another military experience. Like
why are we doing that in military?
That's what we did to pass the time, bro. We're like, damn, we got 4 years in here. Might as well just watch a zebra or giraffe video. Past 5 minutes of our time.
This is hilarious. Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take your word for it. Yeah, I might look that up tonight. You know, before I go to bed, I'm gonna look that up. On my pillow, like.
All right, you're looking it up. You're like,
exactly.
Giraffes fighting,
right? I think we've really kind of gotten out of like the acknowledgement of animals nowadays.
Yeah.
Because the only animals that we really see on a daily basis is squirrels, birds, and us.
Right.
You know?
And then your occasional pet.
Your occasional pet. They're all smaller than you.
Exactly.
You rarely see an animal that is actually bigger than you.
Right.
You know, the ones that are bigger than you, we keep them locked up.
Yeah, we import them from other countries to put them in a zoo. Dude, that's so sad.
That is so sad.
I hate that.
Exactly. I feel like zoos should be banned.
Zeus?
Zoos.
Oh, zoos. Yeah, no,
yeah.
The thing is that it's a crazy source of income for the economy, man. It'll never happen.
Facts. That's facts.
And it's the saddest part. Like we trap animals to make them put them on display.
Literally.
It's scary.
But when I thought about the fact that like I put myself in their shoes,
yeah,
and it's like, damn, what if like my whole life I was just in this cage, like I was just in this box, you feel me? And like, yeah, you know, it looks kind of cool, like I got a house in here and shit, but like
people feed me every day.
Yeah, but like, damn, like I do kind of remember my mom.
Kind of, I only have a slight memory of her. But, yeah, no, that's actually like, if a higher power like aliens.
Yeah.
I don't.
Do you believe in aliens?
Classify, dude.
Good answer.
Yo, yeah, bro. Like we live in a vast universe.
Facts.
There's gotta be. We can't be. The fact that we're here. There's gotta be proof that something else is here.
Literally.
Like, dude.
Literally.
And imagine if they came down and were like, all right, y'all, we're putting you in a zoo.
Exactly.
Like,
we would be, bro.
Yes.
We would shit our pants.
Exactly. Like, we would be planning a way to get out of it. How do we know that animals aren't doing that, dude?
For sure.
Like.
For sure. First, I want to say this. Somebody told me this. We actually don't know, or we can't fathom what an alien would look like.
I don't even want to think of what an alien would look like.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we already have like that subconscious mental image in our mind.
Yeah.
Because of, theater.
Yeah, literally.
But like if we
actually saw one, we could not fathom that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, cool, you make the CGI, whatever it is. It might be a gray guy or with elongated heads
right.
or
aliens aren't gonna look like Thanos.
No.
You're right. You know what I'm saying?
No, man. Like, they're probably gonna come down and fuck us up. Like,
No.
like,
We will get fucked.
yes, we would get fucked, bro. Not it, because if they have the technology to travel through fucking space to get to us,
We're screwed.
we're screwed. We can't do
Yeah.
anything like that.
Imagine what else they got.
Bruh.
How technologically advanced they are.
Exactly. I would honestly hope that the aliens that do come here are sophisticated enough to where like they've already dealt with their wars and their personal like troubles with people or with their quote unquote people, and they just come here and they're trying to spread peace.
Right. They just want to. They come in, like you said, they come in peace just to live with us.
Yeah.
Because their planet is destroyed or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or like they've
And
evolved. You know.
Think about it. That's what we're doing right now, dude.
Literally.
Elon Musk. He's out there looking for, what was it, Planet X?
Yeah. I seen that.
Dude,
I don't know, man. How do you feel? Would you live on another planet?
that's so scary, dude.
Facts.
It's so scary. Like you're starting from ground zero. I mean,
Literally.
you would have to teach people to construct again.
Yeah. With their own hands.
Yeah. Or maybe, we're smart enough to bring people that will educate others.
Or have machines.
Yes.
You could bring in AI.
Exactly. Like, AI is a whole different story, by the way. That's a whole nother topic. That shit is scary. For like living on another planet, dude, this place is home.
Yeah.
Think about being homesick forever.
Facts though. You have to tell your kids like, yo, we came from another spot.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God. The world you live in is not the world I was in, bro.
exactly.
This is
literally, bro.
Dude,
Like, bro, I can't even tell you.
how would you begin to explain it to them?
The trees are gonna be different. The sky's gonna be different.
Right.
There's gonna be a whole different like animals, creatures. You're gonna have to find different ways to navigate around the world.
Yep.
Like the oceans and shit probably gonna be fucking crazy.
You got to
because
rediscover food.
bruh.
Like,
And that's the trial and error because people gotta die.
exactly. I was going to
figure
say,
out,
that's
like,
human experimentation.
Yeah, literally. They said, oh damn. So Johnny was eating that plant and he ain't make it, so we can't eat that shit.
Yeah.
Write that down.
we told we told dude not to snack. He said he was hungry. He went out on a joyride, came back, and then I saw him with bumps all over his body. He's laying in the hearse right now, man. He's not coming back.
Exactly. We gotta have a thing where like everybody has to eat in front of us, so we know what the fuck you're eating.
And then you gotta wait like 45 minutes to a day afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you feel anything yet?
Yeah. Let's write that down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, dude. Nah.
But yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. But this plan is going to shit, so it might not be
Yeah, dude.
a thing.
We're using up all the resources here.
Easy.
Like, we think water is an unlimited resource. It's not.
Now look, I'm gonna give this to you.
Yeah.
So this guy, maybe like 3 years ago, he came up with this machine where, and this is a machine that's now like in use, right?
Bro, watch what you say. Well, I seen this on TikTok before, man. Watch what you say.
He came up with a machine, right?
Yeah.
And it turns air into water.
Right.
If we could do that on a mass production level, we would have pure water. Pure water that's not tainted with fluoride, that's not tainted with chlorine. I was over here getting some water from my tap yesterday. I was feeding my plants. You know, I love to water my plants. And
Okay, respect, man, respect.
You know-
give your plants filtered water?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, like that.
right. Look, man, this plant was literally like a little baby. I'm gonna have to show you. But literally like
You got
a little
like
baby.
progression pictures?
Yeah,
Okay, all right,
right. Come on now, we like that. But yeah, and so I don't know, like I had the water, I had my little faucet thing that I water with, and I smelled it. Like I smelled the water. I could smell the water, and it smelled like fucking chlorine. And I was like, what the fuck,
Dude.
what is this? Like, and I dumped that shit right out. And I have a personal filter and everything. Shout out Clearly Filtered. Maybe y'all can sponsor me. But like,
That'd be dope.
you know what I'm saying? But shout out Clearly Filtered. I love their filters.
Yeah.
It is great for real. But I use
They
that
gotta pay you
picture.
for that one.
Huh?
They gotta pay you for that one.
Oof. You know what? We'll send a clip of this that's clearly filtered. Let's get something talking. But anyway, but yeah, so I was using it, and I was like, bruh, yeah, no, I dumped that water right back out, man. I went in, used my filter, because I was like, bruh, if I wouldn't use that water, why would I feed my plants that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, just putting those heavy metals into the soil. You know, that's the whole reason why you get like soil in a bag. You know, something that I didn't think about was the fact that if you grow something out in this soil, whatever, our earthworms are dying. Earthworms help like rejuvenate the soil, give it back its nutrients, everything along those lines. We've polluted the soil so much to where like there's heavy metals in the soil and the earthworms are dying. So even if you plant something in the ground out here, the plant is also drawing in the same heavy metals that the soil has. So even though you're eating some broccoli and you're like, yeah, this is homegrown, well, check your soil. Because even though you think that it's homegrown and it's natural, yes, it's definitely natural. It's got more nutrients and stuff than stuff that you're gonna get from the store.
Okay.
But you're still not being able to evade the same lead, the same chlorine or fluoride or whatever, because that's in your soil, and your plant has to draw that up for its nutrients. So you're still kind of eating that. It's crazy, bro.
Dude.
It's crazy.
And then that's like the same thing for food too, dude. Preservatives.
Yeah. Don't get me started, bro.
The amount of food that we eat that's preserved, processed. How do we even know if organic food is organic? I feel like this is one of the realest conversations I've ever had. Like,
Really?
not ever, but like this is it's up there.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, no, I got you, man.
I
Like,
appreciate that.
stop being shy and come here.
Yes.
Come here and just talk to the man,
Yes,
bro.
just come
It's
talk.
actually so fun, dude. Like, I'm enjoying myself. This is nice.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, like organic food, bro, I can't trust it.
Right.
You know, and even though like, you know, you have to buy it, because I mean, that's what else are you gonna eat? At the same time, it's like, damn, are you really not using preservatives, or are you just slapping a sticker on it?
Yeah.
You know, I'm growing some broccoli in my apartment right now, and I'm so excited.
So just like taste the naturalness of a fucking broccoli stem.
Yes, bro.
I bet you it would taste a whole lot different too.
Yeah. I had a friend, or not even I had a friend, I have a friend, who his sister was growing some peppers, and she had him go into her garden and everything and eat the pepper. He said, bruh, that was the best fucking pepper I've ever tasted in my life. You know?
So natural.
So natural. So fresh. Like,
So
but you know, cause like it doesn't have anything like no preservatives, no like pesticides, no anything on it, you know?
Right.
Like that messes it up. It's not GMO. Like it's pure natural pepper. You know, and it's not gonna be as big. You gotta take that, you know?
Right.
Because there's a reason why they're so fucking big.
Because we're feeding it shit it doesn't need.
Exactly. But we're going in the lab and we're like, okay, cool, let's mess with a little bit of this DNA so we can just make this grow a little bit bigger, you feel me? And people can be more satisfied. But yo, like, I'm not getting a real pepper. Like,
This pepper is so fake.
Exactly.
Might as well give me plastic. Like,
you
really?
feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? And I can't get into that.
Right.
Started washing vegetables and stuff lately.
Washing them?
Washing them with vinegar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's up?
We did that one time, and we saw a caterpillar on that bitch, floating in the water.
Ew.
Washed some broccoli, yeah. And like, we did like this little stirring thing, whatever. There was a bunch of different like little particles or whatever in the water, and a caterpillar just floating. And I was like, what the fuck?
No.
Did that again like maybe 2 days ago. Same thing, a caterpillar. And just thought about the fact that I was just eating this nigga.
He was in my food.
He was in my
and
food.
I'm over here munching on.
Exactly. I don't know where this man been. Like,
No.
you know,
Right.
it's the little things, bro. Started really changing my life, man. I feel like
I
one
gotta
of those
start
guys
doing
who got out of prison. Like,
Bro knows the truth. Too much of the truth.
exactly. What are some values that you would go and try to like instill in your family? Because that's how things continue. You know, that's how things get better. So what are some things that you would...
Honesty is so rare to find these days, bro. You can't find a lot of people that tell the truth.
Got you.
Everyone lies. It's just
Yeah.
It happens, you feel the pressure in the situation to lie, and you think it's saving you. I don't know, J. Cole just recently said, the lie heals, truth hurts.
That's hard.
Bro.
Shout out J. Cole.
Shut up. Like, why is it so hard? That's why it's so hard to tell the truth, bro. It's like, do I be this good person, or do I lie to them and heal them? And do I keep up with this lie forever?
Yeah.
You're damaging yourself, bro.
Literally.
When I like teach that value, I don't want to teach it because it'll be good for the other person, but because it's so self-healing, dude. Like, I was probably one of the, dude, I don't even want to talk about it, but like I was the biggest liar. I was the biggest liar, and I took that like path in my life to change for the better, and with that, I was telling the truth no matter how much it hurt.
Really?
And it hurt me.
Powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It hurt me, and it hurt the person that I told. Once you tell the truth, bro, you can overcome the truth. You can work past it if you're willing, and continue to tell the truth. And that's all you gotta do. That's one thing that I want to instill in my family, is like, just be honest with me. Like, it'll hurt me more if you lie to me and you carry it up over time.
Yeah.
Than for you to just tell me straight up right now.
Being honest with people has gotten a sort of negative connotation now, you know, where it's like you're brutally honest.
Right.
Well, in the sense of like you just said, being honest hurts. Sometimes the truth isn't what you want to hear, you know?
Right.
Somebody can tell you, hey, I'm falling out of love with you. You don't want to hear that.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear that, because I want to believe that me and you are still happy-go-lucky, peaches and cream, you know?
Right.
But when you start taking those away from me, then I start feeling worse. I start feeling, okay, cool, like, well, what did I do wrong? Or like, dang, how long you been feeling like this?
Right.
But it would have been worse if I would have let you think that, you know?
Right.
If I would have let you think that everything was just perfectly fine, you know?
Leading them on.
Exactly, leading you on. Because at the end of the day, that's gonna hurt you, because the way that I'm going to be acting, the way that you act will always tell. Because whatever you say is what you say, but your body is always gonna portray you.
Right.
Because,
every single time.
you know, because that person's gonna be like, well, dang, like, why aren't you acting the same? You know? And whenever you try to put off those hard conversations, then that's what starts those little fights.
Yeah, it accumulates.
It accumulates.
Tenfold.
Exactly. And so just having these conversations with people in general, not even just your significant other, but people in general, helps other people just learn more about themselves and help you go on about your life and feel lighter and learn more about yourself.
Right.
Be real with yourself, you know?
Yeah, because when you lie, you are lying to yourself as well.
You're lying to yourself.
You start to believe it.
Exactly.
And it's crazy.
Exactly. I think that that's really powerful to instill in your children. Sometimes it could be a little nerve-wracking to go to your parents and be like, hey, so for real, I fucked up, you know?
Yep.
That's a strong conversation, man. Not a lot of parents make a safe environment for that to happen. And that's something that we need to work on.
Yep.
Because if your children don't feel safe with you, they feel safe with somebody. And so you don't know if that somebody is the person that they should feel safe with.
Exactly.
You know?
Dude, you're saying it right. You're saying it right, bro.
Yeah. So I think you're on a great track, bro.
Appreciate that.
Keep that shit up. And honestly, that's working with you and yourself.
Yeah.
That helps you and your relationships with people and everything along those lines. And being truthful, being honest with people, putting forward positivity, bro, all of that circles back, you know, into just giving you blessings. People be wondering why, like, just so much shit happens to them. But, like, what are you doing to other people, the people close to you? Mm-hmm. Are you lying to people all the time?
Right.
You're probably getting that back.
Dude, it's crazy you say that, because with, like, telling the truth, I've noticed so many blessings, like, so many. Like, just being right here is a blessing. Like, when I was lying, like you said, you receive what you get.
Yeah.
And I was also receiving lies from many people, most people. And that led to an unhealthy lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Because I was being fed these lies, believing them. And I knew in the back of my head, we all know when somebody's lying to us.
Facts.
We all know it.
You feel it.
But like, you're like, I can't know for sure ever. Like, there's no proof. So you telling the truth, that starts from within, man. You gotta dig deep. You really gotta dig deep to do that.
Yeah.
And take like massive action.
Yeah.
Massive. But you'll start to notice those blessings. I'm just gonna say it out. I started being honest with my girlfriend. Like I made mistakes.
Gotcha. We all do.
Exactly. I was caught up in the moment a lot of times. And it was like, dude, this shit isn't fun. Like you're betraying the person that loves you.
So we mean like cheating? Or
Yes. Yeah.
Got you. For sure.
I was betraying her, dude. And like every time I did it, I looked myself in the mirror, like dead, like for real, looked myself in the mirror, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? It's like bro, wake up.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And when I started being truthful with her, I started to receive these energies. Like I was getting more affection from her. We were spending more time together. Like for a long time when we weren't like holding each other at night, like every single night now we're your romance movie couple. Like,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Hallmark.
Yes. Yes. Walking around holding hands, skipping and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the truth will pay dividends.
Yeah,
Every single
literally.
time.
I think that shows also the fact that people can feel when you're being honest. They can feel when you're giving them everything. And honestly, like, when you find a person who loves you for you, they're going to love you.
Right.
You know? And it may hurt. It's probably going to fucking hurt.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're being honest now, the fact that they're seeing growth from you, that feels so much more, you know? That gives them that positivity, that reassurance to where they're like, yo, like, I really love this kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's where that love starts coming from, starts exuding from, where she's like, you know what, like, come here. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that the man that I'm with right now is an honest man, is a man that has my, like, well-being
In best interest.
You know what I'm saying? That means a lot. And the fact that you were able to go back from those things that you were doing and say, okay, cool, like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? You know?
Right.
Everybody makes mistakes, you know? And so we can't beat ourselves up about that. We just have to learn from it. It's when you start falling into that trap of not learning, that's when things start going downhill. But we as people, we gotta give ourselves grace. You know?
Yep.
So, good shit, bro.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Dude, I got one question. Only because, like, I've been thinking about it for so long. And this doesn't have to be put on anything. I mean, if you want to, go ahead, but, like, it's just a question for you. With a lot of my life, I've realized, like, all the way up until I was maybe, like, 21.
Okay.
I was, like, seeking validation from other people.
Okay.
To do things that I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I wanted to sing in front of somebody, if I wanted to like dance in front of somebody else, people are like, what are you doing? Like, you're so ridiculous. Like, you know, you're on a YouTube, you have your own YouTube channel, you post.
Yeah.
Do you ever get people that like, you ever face adversity? People are like laughing at you. Like, they're like, this dude is never gonna be big. Like, what are you doing on YouTube? What do you, like, how do you deal with that, bro?
See, I think that I am in a very unique situation into where we had an earlier conversation about positivity. Putting forth positivity attracts blessings to you. It attracts the right people to you as well. And so I started making that an effort after healing myself of the trauma that I had dealt with and everything along those lines. About 4 years ago, I really had a sit-down conversation with myself, and I was like, okay, cool. This is what I'm not doing right. This is the flaws that I have. I need to be a better person. This all has a endpoint.
Yeah.
But after I did that, I started really making sure that I was, like you were saying, being honest with people, being honest with myself, walking in my truth, making sure that I am doing the thing that I am put in this earth to do, you know? Of course, there were people who were saying like, yo, I don't think you're gonna be able to do X, Y, Z, or like, they'll say that they're cool with me, or they support me, or et cetera. That's what's been mostly the type of energy that I've gotten, where people will say, yeah, you know, I support you, et cetera, but when it comes down to supporting, they're not there. I had a really deep sit-down conversation with myself of like, let's observe. And once I did that observing and saw, okay, cool, these are the people who are actually supporting me and these are people who aren't, I cut everybody off.
Right.
Where the only people who are really consistently in my phone are people who are bringing positivity. If you're bringing negativity or anything along those lines, you're not going to hear from me.
Right.
You know, doing that helps me recognize energy really quickly, to where like I could already tell just from like our first interaction at Best Buy, you were a good dude.
Appreciate that.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And so like it's almost like a radar now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where like if you're bringing that type of negativity or anything along those lines, we're not going to have a conversation. Yeah,
exactly.
I can feel that, you know. And doing that consistently throughout my life has brought me people that only support me, that say, hey, bro, like, you're doing that shit, bro. Or like, hey, like, can I repost XYZ? Or like, can I be on XYZ? Or like, can I hear XYZ? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of energy that I'm putting out. And people can sense that. I work a cashier job right now. The people that come through my line every so often, maybe one out of 100 is negative. But the 99, and I'm not shitting you, bro, the 99 are like, yo, I love your energy. Or there was this one time when I was checking out this person and she just stopped and she said, what's special about you? And I said, what do you mean? And she said, I don't know, like I just feel there's just something special about you. And she just stood there and looked at me for a little bit. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, you tell me, you know? Right. And she was like, what do you do? And I was like, I do a lot of things, you know? And I wasn't trying to get into depth with things, you know, because I don't like really like telling my business to people, et cetera. But she was like, that really stopped me for a second. Whenever you start exuding that type of energy, that's the only type of energy you start attracting. The problem of like people saying, yo, he's not gonna do XYZ, I don't have that anymore. Now, either you are in my close circle or you're watching. And if you're watching, you're knowing I'm doing that shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's so good. That is so good. And that's what I'm trying to achieve is like, cool, you didn't believe me when I started out. Mm-hmm. Give me some time. You know what I'm saying? Give me some time.
Give me some time.
Right. You get there, and they're gonna try to reconnect.
Yeah.
And then flatline it.
You know, and that's the thing. That's what I had to work with myself, because I'm the type of person, once you do me wrong, I'm not talking to you, we're done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I had this conversation with myself, and I've said this multiple times, but I do a lot of introspection because I always want to improve, you know? I was doing this numerology thing, and we'll have a conversation about that at another time. But I was doing this numerology thing, and if y'all don't know about it, y'all should definitely look it up. It's great. And it told me about some things, some challenges that I as a person probably have. And I looked at it and I said, this is really accurate. And one of the things was I cut off people very easily. Where in a sense of like, you are bringing negativity to me for no reason. Like, it's not like I did something wrong. If I did something wrong, I'm going to do my best to make sure that we correct that.
Right.
But if it's for no reason, if you're hating, if you're whatever, if you're trying to bring me down, okay, cool. We're not going to have a conversation. And it said, you cut people off too easily. And when I thought about that, I said, okay, cool. Maybe I do, for sure. So whenever they try to reconnect, because almost everybody that I've fallen out with over some shit has tried to reconnect. And whenever we do reconnect, I'm not going to bring any type of like hate to you, any type of animosity. Okay, cool. You know, what's up? We're not going to be on the same level as we were, because you know we fell out.
Exactly.
And so that same bond, that's broken now. But we can be cordial, because that's the least that I can do as a decent human being.
Right.
It's my personal philosophy on shit.
No, I felt that. Like, and it's funny that those people also those are the people that try the hardest to rebuild that relationship. The people that broke it
Facts.
are trying the hardest to rebuild it.
Because they know they did something wrong.
Right. And like, now you see I'm doing good, so now you want to, no, get out of here.
But if you were doing bad, they would say, oh yeah, I'm so glad I cut that man off. People are fickle like that. Yeah. You can't feed them no mind. When you're focused on yourself and your little bubble, your cave, everything outside is going to be outside.
Keep that circle small.
Yeah, bro.
Keep that circle real small.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. People try to make it seem like there's something wrong with keeping a close circle.
Right.
But the more people that you have in it, the more things that go wrong. Why are we doing that? Have some people around you that you trust.
Right. It's just I think people want to be popular. Like.
Yeah. But they don't understand. The most popular people don't talk to the least amount of people.
Exactly. Because how do you think they got to where they are today?
Exactly. Celebrities. Do you think celebrities are talking to everybody? There's a reason why they're celebrities. There's a reason why you're fantasizing about what they're doing.
Right.
Because they don't talk to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so, like I said before at the beginning, everything comes full circle. Things are a mirror of everything else. You want to be a quote-unquote celebrity, keep a small circle. Everybody who, if you're worth noticing, they're gonna notice you. That's it.
That's all it is to it.
That's it.
That's all it is to it, man.
You know, you don't have to try. You don't have to try because people can tell when you try. Nobody likes to try hard. That's what we said earlier.
Yeah, no.
Try hard. Like,
what are you doing running down that hallway, man?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But shit, if the dude was on the track and he was beating everybody, nobody would call him a try hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because they're like, damn, okay, shit. I guess he's training or something.
Man. I wonder why there can't be like more people like that. Like why doesn't everyone try to be a decent person? Because there are people that know they're doing the wrong thing, dude.
Facts.
People know.
But it's a hard habit to break, man.
Yeah.
And habits rule our lives, bro. Whether they're good or bad, they rule our lives.
Right.
So if you're stuck in a bad cycle, you're going down a bad road.
Right.
And so everybody else can be on the outside and they can say, damn, if I was him, I wouldn't have done X, Y, Z. You haven't had that habit, you know? Right. If you were in that habit, it might be a different story. Now, definitely, you could have a different dedication, a different mindset than the person that's in that spiral. And yeah, you could have broken out of that, you know what I'm saying? But that's all hearsay. Regardless, we had a great conversation. We had a great conversation.
Bro, honestly, it hasn't felt like as long as it was. I feel like I just got here.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. I love these, bro. I love these.
I gotta watch your other ones. Now I'm curious, like, what conversations or like what rabbit holes y'all went down in the other ones. We went down a lot of rabbit holes too. Like, we're talking about aliens and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This really lets you know, like, it really shows you the human experience of everybody. Like, it brings you a little bit closer to a person. Because, bro, like, this is everything that we've naturally gone down, you know?
Right.
I will never have this natural progression of a conversation with anybody else. Because this is unique to you.
Exactly.
You know? And that's what makes these episodes special.
All right, man. All right. I like some of that.
Yeah.
Hear that?
But thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for watching. If y'all still watching, man, y'all really, I love y'all, man. I swear to God. If you're watching on YouTube, hope everything's been looking great. If you're listening on any streaming platform, hope the audio's been great. We are trying out our new lavalier mic, and man, I hope that thing is
This
cool.
one or this one?
Yeah, it's that one.
This one?
Yeah, I know that thing be picking you up this whole. But yeah, so thank everybody for coming. You want to plug in any handles, man?
ELYJON.P.
How we spell that?
That's ELYON.P. That's at Instagram.
Okay.
And then Snapchat. That's more for
People.
more
People.
for person.
Yeah, I got you. Don't put the snaps out.
Yeah, you usually don't. All right, man. Well, I appreciate the talk, man.
Yeah, for sure. Hold on.
Oh,
Dang. But yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, come back again. We love y'all. Boom, chat it. Let's get it.